Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we're going to start a new series. Yesterday I told you about the transfer series that we were doing and how I kind of wanted to, push the brakes on that a little bit. We're definitely going to get back to it this week, but I definitely wanted to start a new series where we kind of round out the depth chart. We'll start on the offense. I've kind of been writing a series that I'm finishing today, which is Tuesday. I believe it's today, Tuesday. I don't even know the date. Pardon me. Wednesday. Today, Wednesday, when I'm recording this, you're going to be listening to this on Thursday. I went ahead and have been writing a new series, kind of rounding out UCLA's depth chart. Again, today, Wednesday, I finished it with the safeties, and then I tackled special teams as well. If you want to go check out UCLA Bruins on SI, you can see that whole series there. Just go to my author's profile. But today, we're going to go ahead and look at the wide receivers. Wide receiver is a very important group, especially with new quarterback Nico Iamaleava coming in. And there's a few transfers in this group that we tackled a little bit for the transfer roundup series, but let's just go ahead and get right into it with the first slate of wide receivers that we have. And this is the projected depth chart. So obviously, kind of the first people that I mention are definitely going to be higher on the depth chart. But the way I have it organized is I think it's based on kind of the projected positions that they're playing on. According to Bruin Report Online, they released kind of a projected depth chart. I believe this is the X. No, this might be this is the X receiver. I'm pretty sure. We're going to start off with Quasi Gilmore. He is a sophomore. He's returning from a promising true freshman season. He's going to be one of the Bruins' most important wideouts this season, especially following the departures of Logan Loya, J. Michael Sturdivant. He finished last season with 31 receptions for 345 yards. He also had 2 touchdowns. He played in 10 games last season. Next, backing him up is going to be Xavier Staples. He's a redshirt senior. He's been with the Bruins for 4 seasons. He's played in just 21 games, but he's mostly been on the special teams and at times has come in as a backup wide receiver. In his career, he's recorded just 1 catch his entire career for 16 yards. That one was against Stanford in 2023. This season is going to be his final season of eligibility. And it's looking like he's going to be more of a prominent backup, maybe not as much as a reserve wide receiver as he has been in the following season. So maybe there's some improvement over there in spring camp, and hopefully there's some improvement as the season starts ahead this fall. Backing him up is going to be Grant Gray. He is a redshirt sophomore. He also played baseball for UCLA. He played 20 games for the baseball team this past season. They had a really good season, made it to the College World Series. His role is kind of looking bleak for the football team, but I mean, when you have a multi-sport athlete like this, sometimes you really can't deny the versatile skill set and athleticism that they provide. So definitely something to monitor. He's still a redshirt sophomore, still has a ton of room to grow. Speaking of ton of room to grow, the last player kind of at this X wide receiver is going to be Jace Brown. He's a freshman. Brown initially committed to Arkansas, and he quietly kind of transferred to UCLA. It wasn't officially announced until I think just a couple weeks ago in the summer when move-in day. He was accidentally posted, UCLA admin accidentally posted a picture of him at move-in day, but he was actually high school teammates with other Arkansas transfer quarterback Madden Iamaleava at Brown High School. I mean, not Brown High School, sorry. At Brown's High School, they were teammates, and obviously he followed Iamaleava to Arkansas, and then following, Nico's transfer, I guess they both made it to UCLA. So that's all for the X receivers. Let's go ahead and quickly move on to the Y receivers, which is just another wideout. Projected starter is going to be Titus Mokiao Atimalala. He is a redshirt senior. Sorry if I butchered that name. I haven't spent too much time figuring out how to pronounce them. But yeah, he's going to be one of their leading wide receivers this year. He's last season, his season was kind of derailed by injury. He missed 3 games last year, but he finished with 28 receptions for 294 yards, and he also had a receiving touchdown regardless. So obviously last year was derailed by injury, but fans have been kind of hoping that he'd have a breakout season, and maybe following the departures that we talked about when we were previewing Quasi Gilmore, following those departures, maybe fans are hoping that he's going to have a breakout season this year finally. So backing him up is going to be Carter Shaw. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's probably looking forward to a similar role as prior seasons, despite all of this turnover in the receiving group. Last year, he played 6 games. He started in one of them. He racked up only 45 receiving yards on just 2 receptions. But he did miss the last 6 games of last season with injury. So, I mean, maybe he's still recovering. In spring practice, David Woods of Bruin Report Online said that he didn't see much of him. He was kind of limited in team reps. Could just be going through walkthroughs or something like that. But he's still a redshirt sophomore, still young, still has a long way to go. So he's going to be looking to kind of fulfill a similar role that he did last year. Moving on, we have Jaden Wilson. He's a graduate senior. He's also coming from Arkansas with 1 year of eligibility remaining. He was integral for Arkansas before stepping away from the team. And unfortunately, he's coming in obviously as a transfer. In 2023, he had 15 receptions before stepping away from the team in September. I didn't do too much research on that. I'm not too sure what exactly happened, but it obviously did lead to his transfer. He's probably going to be pushed back to the depth chart unless he can earn a starting role as a graduate senior with a ton of experience this season for the Bruins. And that moves us along to slot receivers, which is going to be a very important season. It's highlighted by one of the biggest transfers of the transfer portal, Mikey Matthews. He is a junior. He comes by way of Cal, along with running back Javion Thomas, and he's projected to be one of Nico Iamaleava's most targeted wide receivers this season. He finished last year with the Golden Bears with 32 receptions for 272 yards and just 1 touchdown. But we're hoping that in this, Bruins system with Iamaleava, the slot's going to be a lot more important for him, and he's going to get a lot of targets. Last season, one of the most targeted receivers for UCLA was actually the tight end. We'll get into a tight end breakdown in the future. But yeah, Mikey Matthews, I think we should expect Mikey Matthews to have a pretty big year, especially with the junior. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining. Speaking of juniors, we have Rico Flores Jr. He is a junior, lots of juniors there. He's returning to Westwood. He played the first 4 games of last season before sitting out the rest of the year due to injury. Still in that time, he had 12 receptions for 187 yards and a touchdown. It's unlikely that he's going to beat out Matthews as the primary slot receiver, but he's poised to be a solid backup, and he's also projected to have a really good season. Moving on, we have Carson Gordon. He's a redshirt freshman. He's reportedly injured ahead of the season, according to David Woods, or at least seemed to be at spring practices. The wide receiver, he used to play quarterback in high school, and he officially made the move to receiver fully last season. So we haven't really seen much of him as a receiver, but obviously he made the transition, especially in this stacked quarterback room. It was probably smarter of him to utilize his skill set as a wide receiver rather than having to beat out a whole bunch of talent at the quarterback position. And finally, for the wide receivers, we're looking at Shane Rosenthal. He's a freshman. He's part of the 2025 recruiting class, coming in as a 3-star. He's the 61st ranked prospect out of California. And given all this turnover and kind of the stacked depth in the position group, he's likely going to redshirt. So we're not going to see much of, if any, of him this coming season. But still a decent prospect, and eventually could be a future starter in the slot if he doesn't transfer. So yeah, that's going to be all that we have for the wide receivers. I kind of like doing it. I think it was pretty easy, pretty quick. Maybe we'll move on to running backs tomorrow if no news happens. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're right at the 10-minute mark, so we'll go ahead and see you tomorrow.